While Poppy Playtime throws pink spiders, fluffy giants, and Play-Doh monstrosities at us, one of the most disturbing characters of Chapter 5 wasn't a toy at all, at least at first. Gracie Green, or Miss Gracie to her victims, brings the horror to a whole new twisted level, which I'll explore in this video. So let's get into it. We first encounter Gracie as we come across an area with many rooms, each with a single chair facing a projector. Miss Gracie's face appears on the screens, leaving disturbing pre-recorded messages. The first thing we need to talk about is realism. Seeing a realistic face in the world of game graphics always feels uncanny. The game has done this before, using real people in videotapes to add to the world building. We've had the opening of Chapter 1, Jacksepticeye in Chapter 2, and a few others here and there. All of these tapes with real people give the world of Poppy Playtime a sense of life. They use realism to draw us into the narrative, making it feel larger than just what we experience in Just a Factory. But Miss Gracie isn't like any of these other characters. This is the most effective use of realism to create genuine horror. All of the videos have this low quality to them, which adds to the feeling of surrealness. Because the realness of what we see on screen contradicts the game environment, it's like we're seeing a separate reality, something artificial yet real. This means that when her performance becomes disturbing, the VHS tapes give it a feeling of discomfort. Unlike the other tapes, Miss Gracie is putting on a performance. In the same way the advertisements are used at the beginning of each chapter, she is projecting this idea of childhood innocence. But there's a mismatch between Gracie and her many backgrounds. In some videos there's a smiling sun, others have cartoon characters appear on screen, words written in silly fonts, or strange graphics. Her tapes provide this contrast of cute animations with a very real person, which makes the performance extra unnerving. Everything is made creepier by the choices we see. Sometimes the tapes freeze on her face, the framing is awkward or uncomfortably close, the fade in and outs, changing to weird colours, or even, my personal fave, using Gracie's head as a laughing cutout.
Negative Nancy's tell us we can't be toys? Then we'll pop their heads off.
It's almost mocking the idea of realism, as these videos become a vintage psychedelic nightmare. Miss Gracie is nightmare fuel. Many have already pointed out that she seems like a dark version of Miss Rachel on YouTube, and I'm 100% sure that's the intention. The videos are eerie because it feels like we're watching a real actress making videos intended for children. Poppy Playtime is all about childhood horrors, and I think they struck gold with Miss Gracie. She is able to convey so much intense emotion in her expressions, and yet it's always undercut by the fact it's fake. Like, she even breaks character at one point. And yet she jumps back into the persona with so much enthusiasm that you genuinely believe she believes in what she's saying. It's fake, but she is really into it, to a psychopathic degree. Something that makes her performance so good is the shift between friendliness and apathy. Miss Gracie does not care about what is happening. She acts completely blind to the violence she creates. This leads to the most disturbing section of the game, when the player is put into the memories of Huggy Wuggy. The earlier tapes prepared us for how creepy Miss Gracie is, but we watch them passively. Here, we play as Huggy and actively face Miss Gracie. Huggy is forced to play childhood games with a nasty twist. He's electrocuted and punished when he fails or disobeys, and rewarded with false enthusiasm when he does as he's told. It starts innocently enough, with a simple game of placing blocks in holes, but then develops into putting children in holes that leads to meat grinders. Miss Gracie talks as if she is giving a lesson for a child, like she's a disappointed or approving teacher. When Huggy is forced to kill others, Gracie continues without pause or reaction to what's happening. It makes her act more inhuman and unsettling. Putting us in the role of Huggy, the victim, makes this part extra uncomfortable. When we play as a protagonist, we watch these pre-recorded tapes at a distance. But when we play as Huggy, Miss Gracie becomes this actual demon, and we can't do anything to stop her while she forces Huggy to do things he clearly doesn't want to do. You really understand how helpless her victims were, while she remains this untouchable, smiling face on a screen. Seeing an adult manipulate in this very bizarre and unnerving way just heightens the dread. Miss Gracie is in a position of power. Even though the game revolves around kids being turned into toys, this is by far the most disturbing because of the darker implications. Without any need for gore or scary monster toys, it touches on this idea of manipulation and abuse, which only goes to show that Poppy Playtime is at its darkest when it leans into the human horror of the situation. Miss Gracie is so scary, I think, because she feels like something that could actually exist in the real world. Unlike her toy counterpart Lily Lovebraids, who, while creepy, does not cross the border into disturbing the way Miss Gracie does. Lily fits into the world of Poppy Playtime, but her human half feels off. Miss Gracie's expressions and organic movements can't be replicated on an animated doll. There's a moment where Lily interacts with the dead body of her former self, a skeleton which Lily keeps hidden in a Polly Pocket-styled bed. I think this contrast between the toy and human shows why the realism of the human makes Gracie so much more eerie, because the game is filled with crazy, wacky-looking monsters inspired by toys, which are naturally not realistic. In real life, toys are bright, colourful, meant to inspire joy, but a person adds an element of realism in an unrealistic, cartoony place. Pair that with an amazing performance, you've got a scary character. Do you have any other characters you'd like to see me talk about? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you want to see more horror game inspired essays. Next week I'll probably have a video on Angela from Silent Hill 2, if all goes to plan. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.